Hey there, my amazing artist. It's time for another awesome art activity. Today's activity uses art in motion. We're going to look specifically at how one contemporary artist uses her body and a little bit of dance to create some artwork that looks like it's moving. So let's start with our learning target first. I can show movement in my art. So one way that artists like to show movement is through performance art. Performance art is when they actually show how they make the artwork either to a live audience where they have people around them, or where they might video record how they made the artwork so you can see their body or their different movements and how that helped to make their artwork possible. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you one contemporary artist who likes to use dance to create her movement art. Let's go take a look. Our artist today is Miss Heather Hansen. Miss Hansen is a performative and visual artist. That means that she will often perform making her art in front of people or video record her artwork while she's making it to show how she moves and how the artwork is made. She is based in New Orleans, but originally came from Idaho and has both performed and shown art in many countries around the whole world. She also studied dance in Japan. Ms. Hansen likes to create what's called kinetic drawings. That means that the art depends on movement for its effect. She once said, "I'm exploring ways to download my movement directly onto the paper." What is created is spontaneous and symmetrical. These are just a few examples of her artwork, but I actually want to take a quick look at a video of hers to show you her movement and how it's captured through performance as well. Let's take a look at that. All right, artists, now that we've seen how Miss Hansen likes to make her artwork and even viewed a little bit of a video of her performance, it's time to get our art supplies together. I'm going to go grab my art supplies and show you what we're going to need to create our own art in motion today. I have my art supplies ready to go, artists, so here's what we are going to need to create our own art in motion today. We're going to need at least one, maybe two sheets of paper, so that way we can practice and then make a final. You're going to want actually 2 pencils if you want to use pencil first, or you could also use crayons in many different colors to do this. You will also need a little bit of tape to help tape down your paper. Now, if you don't have any tape, another thing you can do is grab a couple of stickers and use stickers at the corners of your paper to help hold it down, because we're going to need to use both of our hands today to help show movement in our artwork. So go ahead, pause the video here, grab up your art supplies, and meet me back here in a moment. All right, hopefully you have your art supplies and are ready to start creating. First thing we want to do is take our piece of paper and fold it in half like a book. That way we can have 2 sides of our paper to help keep our hands on each side. Now, this first one might just be a practice. Maybe I'll save my other sheet for later. But I still want to make sure that I have it nice and secure on the table, because while I'm drawing with my 2 hands, I don't want it to be moving around. So I'm going to grab a couple of small little pieces of tape. I don't need them to be really, really big. I just need to put them at the very corners of my paper and push hard on my table to make sure that they stay down. So again, nice small little pieces, and push hard on my table to make sure that they stay down. Again, if you don't have tape at home and you have some stickers, you can put stickers at the corner of your paper to help hold it down. Or you can also find some nice heavy kind of jars, like a peanut butter jar or something, and have those on the corners to help hold your paper down. Now if I push with my two hands, my paper won't move. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try it first with my two pencils. Just like how Miss Hansen did, I want my hands to kind of move in the same way on both sides of my paper. The best way to think about is thinking about different letters, lines, or shapes that you could use. For example, maybe I might start with a letter, like the letter R. Then maybe I'll go ahead and start in the middle somewhere, bring my hands out and back in, out and back in, and I'm just trying to make them kind of match each other. Maybe I can do some loops. And then maybe I'll come in and I'll add some zigzags. And again, this is just a practice one for me to get my two hands thinking and working together. So I've tried out a little bit of practice. My hands feel pretty good. I might be ready to grab up another piece of paper, and this time you might want to try it with colors. And you could either use the same two colors at the same time for each different line, or you could also use two different colors to show your two different hands moving. Either way is up to you. I'm going to go ahead though, I'm going to speed my next one up a little bit so that way you can see what I'm going to do on my final piece of paper. And here is my finished example of art in motion. I used many different colors to help show the different motions that I made. I chose letters like M's and B's when I was drawing out my lines. I even made zigzags, spirals, and circles to help show different bits of movement. And whereas it might look kind of messy, it does show all my different movements and captures it very well. So I hope you try out some art in motion inspired by Miss Hansen and have some fun moving to your art.